Hey, how's it going everyone, and welcome back to another video on the Infinite Tech YouTube channel. And in this video we're going to be reviewing the Google Home Mini, which is Google's competitor to the Amazon Echo Dot. So without any further ado guys, let's get started with the video. So like I said before guys, the Google Home Mini is Google's competitor to the Echo Dot and has a similar relationship to the Google Home as the Echo Dot does to the Amazon Echo. Basically, it's a smaller form factor, it has a much worse speaker, but it also comes at a really affordable price for the exact same features that the Google Home had, except for that nice big speaker, of course. And Google really wants to compete with Amazon here, and they really need to make their own device that can compete with Amazon's Echo Dot and hopefully reach out to a bigger audience. So by starting off this video guys, let's look around the Google Home Mini and see what we find. So at the top we have this mesh material which does house the speaker, and I really like the speaker because it fires upward and doesn't fire downward like the Echo Dot, but we'll get into that later. Around the sides, it's pretty much clean except for one toggle switch, which basically mutes or unmutes the Google Home Mini. You can also find a micro USB port, which is how the Mini gets power. Now, one thing that's interesting here is that the Google Home Mini actually does not have a 3.5mm jack, which means you cannot connect this to an external audio source just by plugging in an auxiliary cable. But we'll get more into the cons of the Google Home Mini later in the video. Now, the top of the Google Home Mini also lights up whenever you say OK or Hey Google. And this, you can either touch either of the sides to raise the volume or lower it. Great features to have in the Mini. And also its form factor and its design with its neutral colors fit really well into environments. So this can pretty go well with any of your setups. And they also do have a wide variety of colors. Right here is the charcoal color, which is the closest to black. And I think it fits in really well with my setup. Now, similar to the Echo Dot, the Google Home Mini also has a much worse speaker than the Google Home. Just like the Echo Dot has a much worse speaker than the Amazon Echo. But here's some of the cool features of the Google Home Mini and how it compares to the Google Home. Now I must say the speaker, even though it is a lot worse and not even comparable to the Google Home Mini, to the Google Home, it really doesn't sound that bad. In fact, it does get really loud at high volumes and it does have some nice, pretty clear sound. I would say that it's way better than the speaker on the Amazon Echo Dot, which is something to give to Google. Now, another thing about this Google Home is that it can actually recognize your voice, which is really cool because if you have a family and you have multiple accounts linked up, it can actually tailor their response to whoever's talking to it. So it can recognize the voice of the person who's talking to it, and it can give them a response according to their needs. So if you have your brother and you who are both trying to use your Google Home Mini, it will tailor responses to either of you guys if you guys have the same account linked up to the Mini, which I think is really cool. And it's really useful if you're in like a living room situation and you have family members and stuff who all want to use the Mini. They can all do that at the same time, which is really cool in my opinion. And definitely a useful feature to have. Now, another thing that this thing can do is actually listens really carefully for the Hey Google or OK Google prompts, which means that even if you're playing loud music, you don't have to shout over this thing to actually get it to register your Hey Google. You can say it on normal voice and it will work and it will trigger it. So this is really nice because on the Google Home, you actually had to shout over the music, which was really frustrating. But here, you can just say it in normal voice and it sounds really good. And it's just a great feature to have overall. Now, I know I've said a lot of good things about the Mini with its good speaker, small form factor, neutral colors, and features, but there are some cons to it, and it isn't perfect. My biggest complaint is not being able to connect it to another audio source without having the Chromecast audio, which is another $20 to $30. I really wish Google implemented the Bluetooth audio just like Amazon did with the Amazon Echo Dot, so it could wirelessly pair with another speaker. Or it even has a 3.5mm port which you can connect to another speaker. The Google Home Mini only has one micro USB port which is used to power it, and that's not even USB-C, so I really would like Google to up their game here, as USB-C is pretty much the standard for stuff in 2017. Once again, if you do want to connect this via Bluetooth to an external speaker, you will have to purchase the Chromecast audio, which is another $25 to $30 like I said, and you're going to need that in order to actually hook this thing up to a different audio source. It does not have a 3.5mm jack, so that is already out of the question. But anyways guys, if you guys want to know what this thing can do, you should check out my Google Home review. I'll have that linked when I do a more in-depth question asking thing. It can basically answer the same questions as that. Just make sure you have your Google account set up. But here are a few quick questions that I just came up with to show you guys how it sounds. Hey Google, what's the weather?
Currently in Washington it's 53 and sunny. Today it'll be sunny with a forecasted high of 56 and a low of 34.
Hey Google, what's on my calendar?
There's nothing in your calendar, but I can add an event to your calendar if you'd like.
Hey Google, give me a recipe on cooking apple crumble.
On the website foodnetwork.com, they say, position an oven rack in the center of the oven and preheat to 350 degrees F. Peel, core, and slice apples into 1/4 inch slices.
Hey Google,
Place apple.
what temperature does water freeze?
32 degrees Fahrenheit. On the website smithsonianmag.com, they say, we've all been taught that water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius, 273.15 Kelvin.
Hey Google, how much time is... wait. No.
On the website food-hacks.wonderhap.
How much... Hey Google, how many minutes are in a year?
1 calendar year equals 525,600 minutes.
So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Overall, I really think this is worth for the $50 and is an absolutely fantastic smart home assistant with a small form factor, pretty decent speaker, and it can also recognize each individual person's voice, which is really cool. And I really think that you guys should pick this up, especially since on Black Friday it was going for like $30, which is absolutely insane and a definite steal for this. Now, if you do have more than one Google Home Mini, you can actually pair them together so they can play music all at once. But it still doesn't compare to the Google Home. And if you guys really do still want that magnificent speaker, you guys should definitely look into the Google Home. But this is a great alternative for a cheaper and smaller form factor Google Home Assistant. So anyways guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. I think you can click my logo on one of these corners in order to subscribe to my channel, and there'll also be another video listed down below in one of these corners where you can actually see another video from my channel that I think you guys are gonna like. So anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.